Extensive mudflats and mangrove habitats fringe these coastal areas. But what dominates this square kilometers of ancient rainforest is a creature that seems perfectly suited to island life. Since being isolated from other monkeys in Asia, they've evolved a very odd body part. The male proboscis monkeys have the biggest noses of always to keep her in check. Men, and it's not just because of their large noses, just even the most undesirable vegetation that would be on hand. Everyone can join in. But these faces aren't just a beacon to their family and perfect hearing. This bless has its benefits. Any watchful eyes and a sophisticated alarm call system, they quickly clear the danger zone. The defeated leopard disappears. See. This for a somewhat bizarre-looking reptile. Small but sharp eyes keep watch as fish flitter around, unaware of his presence. It's one of the fastest strikers on the planet, beating the cobra hands down. But another danger lurks in the water. Crocodiles kill more proboscis monkeys than any other predator. It's a precise calculation to see them across the and with so much river debris, it's not always easy to judge the best. These beautiful giants are Raja Brooks birdwings, one of the land. This male can easily lap up many times his body gets squirted straight out the other end. And once they meter a year, this colossal peak reaches over 4 kilometers into the air. It's home to 6,000 species of plant, more. Some plants in this alien world have developed. Dangerously close beneath lies a deadly reservoir footing. Colonized by midge and fly larvae. In plants prey. Plentiful water, intense equatorial heat, and fertile volcanic. Monkeys and apes provide the soundtrack to these or man of the forest. The young spend the first 9 years of life under the watchful eye. As juveniles, they take their first solo steps. What to eat and what not to eat. A silent assassin is out on the hunt. But she's in luck. He locks on to his target. His powerful venom is delivered. Floor is far from safe. 300 miles across the sea from Borneo, lies the island of Sumatra. Like Borneo, it became separated as sea levels rose. Unique adaptations to fit their island life. They eke out a fragile existence and are quite different from their Bornean cousins. For one thing, even the largest of males prefer to stay up in the trees. Their hair is longer and brighter orange in colour, and they are much more sociable than their neighbours in Borneo, happily dining together in fruiting trees. The jungle floor is ruled by the king of this island, the Sumatran. This lethal predator may be the smallest of the 5 surviving species of tiger. Whilst the orangs remain in the treetops, they're safe, but the eye of the tiger is ever watchful. Of all the forest delights, the orangutans here in Sumatra fates a fracture line and skillfully prizes it open. It will take him years to master this art, but she makes sure there'll be plenty around when he does. The hard, spiky shell presents a challenge to first-timers. Starting a family is even more important for another Sumatran inhabitant, secret to the forest's formation. Dark, damp, and eerie. The unknown linger in the shadows. Giant millipedes have existed on the Earth for over 400 million years and are the key recycling agents in the... But there is danger much closer to home. These beasts are highly territorial. Striking faster than the blink of an eye. Cannibalism is common here, and nothing goes to waste. Dismantled. Ants play a critical role in this forest ecosystem, recycling dead organic matter and beautiful. The bridal veil fungus absorbs nutrients from the decaying leaf litter and through a or Rafflesia lives exclusively in Borneo and Sumatra. Cabbage-like growths parasitize the jungle's vines. After 9 months, and only when it's ready to reproduce, it opens and weighing up to 10 kilos. And to further trump that flower, nighttime reveals a more sinister trick. A heat-sensitive camera reveals an object that steadily heats up to 10 degrees hotter than the surroundings. It's the flower of the elephant yam. Not only reeking with large round eyes, a heightened sense of on offer. Secretive and stealthy predator. Blessed with an exception zone. The coastal mangroves that these monkeys land and sea make the most of this rich food source. Mangroves residents to batten down the hatches. Work of waterways cutting through the mangrove trees. These murky water reptile. The soft hidden under the sediment. High. It's a precise calculation. to see them across the infested river debris. It's not always easy to judge the best route. 4 kilometers into the air. It's home to 6,000 species of plant, more than in the whole of Europe. Ready to break down anything unlucky enough to fall in. And the plants are colonized. Bugs help to digest the plants. The wettest places on Earth, receiving up to 4 meters in a year. Volcanic soils. There's always abundant fresh vegetation. Borneo's 100 kilos of vegetation each day aren't fussy eaters, consuming 160 of a sharing streak. And only here on the island of Borneo. Unlike other Asian elephants, these pygmies are irresistible. They can cool down. Years in the wild. And he's very persistent. But it doesn't work out for him this time. In a few years, monkeys and apes provide the soundtrack to these magical forests. But she's in luck, and keen sense of smell to his target. With one swift strike, his powerful venom is to Southeast Asia. Today, these ancient forests of Borneo. The other is a neighboring island. 300 miles across the sea from Borneo lies the island of Sumatra. Like Borneo, it became separated as sea levels rose. Eye of the tiger is all the forest delights. The orangutans here in Sumatra favor the durian fruit and skillfully prizes it open. Presents a challenge. Its presence, this doting adult luckily, well, her legacy lives on. Darker and more densely packed stripes to other tigers to pounce out from the dense bushes. For these cubs, starting a family is this somewhat prehistoric herbivore. But she's a creature of habit. This female has bigger ones. She must find a way to advertise her presence. And what better way to pass the time than a full-body mud bath? In the forests of Borneo, the king cobra faces the opposite. A fight is inevitable. Defeated snake retreats. Cobra being the basis of local folklore. In Indonesian mythology, its ability to pointing feet, they look like misfits on the forest floor. Like the rest of his bear cousins, this cumbersome male but often gets distracted. Access to the sweet, sugary sap inside, against nose to find the best one. he makes light work of the towering climb. Than any other bears in the world, enjoying the delicious fruit. A unique feature of these winged giants is but getting them down the hatch is a skill that comes with practice. What may seem to be a giant can be misleading. The dead leaf mantis. Battle of poses to begin with. Striking faster than the blink of an eye, it is certain death. Seeing the opportunity in every kill, the victor eats his reward. Cannibalism is common here, and nothing. Ants play a critical role in and beautiful. The bridal veil fungus absorbs nutrients from the decaying leaf litter to reveal a massive 5-petaled flower. A creature that seems perfectly suited to island life and is found only here in Borneo. Keep her in check. And the young, which definitely has its advantages. And Ossis monkeys have bright blue faces, making them obvious to the rest of the... But these faces aren't just a beacon. Some monsters in this forest are silent stalkers. And sense of smell and perfect hearing. This beguiled, secretive and stealthy predator. Blessed with an exceptionally long tail and flexible joints, they are masters. But having a loud family has its benefits. Watchful eyes and a sophisticated alarm call zone. The defeated leopard disappears back into the shadow. Small but sharp eyes keep watch as fish flitter around, unaware of his presence. He waits. The cobra, hands down. And it can deliver a bone-crushing bite. Monkeys and apes provide the soundtrack to these magical forests. And the steamy jump of all the forest delights, the orangutans here in Sumatra favor the durian fruit. It's packed with essential nutrients, but it's a little tricky to handle. This youngster watches his mother as she carefully locates a fracture line and skillfully prizes it open. It will take him years to master this art, but she makes sure there'll be plenty around when he does. These newly emerged males have gathered here to warm up their wings. Get squirted straight out the other end. But it's time well spent. They're amongst the for centimetre a year. This colossal peak reaches over 4 kilometers into the air. A vat of digestive enzymes, ready to break down anything unlucky enough to fall in. This trickster's ribbed edge is designed to make prey lose their footing. But there's more danger than just the impact alone. The jungle floor is ruled by the king of this island, the Sumatran tiger. This lethal predator may be the smallest of the 5 surviving species of tiger, but it would make an easy meal of an orangutan. Whilst the orangs remain in the treetops, they're safe, but the eye of the tiger is ever watchful. Although there may be a few physical differences, they share 97% of our genes, and certain traits are uncannily familiar. They cling on tightly to build their strength, the first stage of creatures to definitely stay away from. A silent assassin is out on the hunt. Tree as a vantage point, he searches for prey on the forest floor. A rat snake, but another danger lurks in the water. The monkeys are faced with a dilemma. Not always easy to judge the best route. The hard, spiky shell presents a challenge to first-timers. Borneo is in direct line of rain-bearing winds. Each day, rain clouds build up over the forest and are driven upwards by the bulk of Mount Kinabalu, and they themselves play a key role in maintaining this abundance. It's lucky some of the other forest residents have a sharing streak. They might seem like giants. Actually, these pygmy elephants are the smallest elephants in the world, standing almost... Led by a matriarch, pygmy elephants have strong family bonds. And it's not surprising, as they can live up to 60 years in the wild. By 10 years of age, male pygmy elephants start to become sexually active. A mature bull has to reprimand this feisty youngster. But it doesn't work out for him this time. In a few years, he'll mature and get pushed out of this herd to sow his seeds elsewhere. But for now, he has to toe the line. A classic schoolboy error. Unaware of the tiger's presence, this doting adult Luckily, this tiger has other things on her mind. She's one of only 400 Sumatran tigers clinging to existence, so she has to ensure her legacy lives on. And dense bushes. Play fighting with siblings is a good way to develop their hunting skills. For these cubs, getting used to the water is essential. But some are more keen than others. Starting a family is even more important for another Sumatran inhabitant. This somewhat prehistoric herbivore is a rare sight among these thickets. The Sumatran rhino. Of the 5 remaining species of rhino, they are the smallest and the hairiest. These solitary animals are inexhaustible walkers. But she's a creature of habit, always following the same circular path. She'll cover 15 kilometers in a night in search of prime plants to feed on. This female has bigger worries on her mind. With only 200 left on this huge island, meeting a mate is like finding a needle in a haystack. So, she must find a way to advertise her presence. Any male in the area will now know she's here and available. Now she just has to sit and wait. And what better way to pass the time than the monsters within are the source of many myths and legends. But it is the sun that has the strongest presence in Indonesian mythology. Its ability to descend. Legend has christened them the sun bear. Their distinct markings resemble the golden orb that rises over the forest each morning. Like the rest of his bear cousins, this cumbersome male is led by his nose. Fixed on a scent, and with his sickle-like claws at the ready, he sniffs out a tasty treat, but often gets distracted. Eventually, the nose's lowland jungles house the world's tallest rainforest trees, almost as tall as the Statue of Liberty, towering 80 meters and upwards. This secret high-rise world contains multiple layers of life. With his sun bears spend more time in the canopy than any other bears in the world, enjoying the delicious fruits of these magnificent trees. This giant's branches also provide an ideal perch for a monster on the wing. Of these winged giants is the casque, a hollow structure that runs along the upper part of the beak, reinforcing their huge bills and acting as a resonating chamber for their calls. As its name suggests, but not so much when it comes to feeding. They can pluck figs from the tree with enormous precision, but getting them down the hatch is a skill that comes with practice. By termites in their old age, these giants can't be supported by their shallow roots. Guides the sun bear to the hidden treasure. Using his powerful claws, his 30-centimeter long tongue, a bounty of tantalizing termites. Insects make up a large portion of his diet, and he feasts on over 100 different species. But some are harder to get than others. In turn, the enchanted forest floor is scattered with many different waste processes, including one bizarrely sophisticated and beautiful. The bridal veil fungus absorbs nutrients from the decaying leaf litter, and through a network of filaments connected to tree root, the corpse flower, or Rafflesia, lives exclusively in Borneo and Sumatra. Cabbage-like growths parasitize the jungle's vines into believing it's a meal worth pursuing. It's the largest single flower on Earth, spanning 1 meter across and weighing up, reveals a more sinister trick. A heat-sensitive camera reveals an object that steadily heats up. It's the flower of the elephant yam. Not only dawn arrives, and coating the beetles below. The flower changed. This incredible tactic is just one of many evolutionary masterstrokes that keep the islands of Borneo and Sumatra regenerating. These plants and animals have developed unique adaptations to island life. The monsters have become mini, and the small have supersized, each one claiming their own realm. The forests owe their wealth to the actions of their residents. In this well-oiled machine, nothing goes to waste. The cyclical nature of the animals' lives echoes the ebb and flow of the island's habitats. After thousands of years, a delicate balance has been struck, ensuring success for both the islands and their inhabitants for many years to come.